Yes, we are here. We are here. We are here. And we do want to inform you of your recent upgrade. It needed to be intensive for you to block out all other distractions, for you to fully surrender in and accept this upgrade as it was. It was a surprise for you. We understand that. But it is of urgency now for this upgrade to take place. And so we had to push it through. We are aware that this felt uncomfortable for you. But from our perspective, it is very useful and helpful because you needed to be able to have a new extension of your upgrades to be able to connect into certain beings who you have not been able to connect into before, and they want a channel with you. They are of an advanced frequency. You could say they are source. And as you have been questioning recently, how many sources are there? And this is significant for the times you are about to proceed into. So this is our explanation to you of why you had to have that upgrade, and all is well. And we see that it has been profoundly integrated into your body. But we are saying to you to not feel obligated to support those people who are refusing to support themselves with doing their inner work. They have had many opportunities to do their own inner work at this point. And if they're coming to you to dump all of their dramas and their victim mode mentalities onto you, that is low vibrations, that is no longer serving you. It certainly is no longer serving them. But for them to reach out to you, to expect you to give them the attention and the sympathy and all the things that they are supposed to be doing to themselves to be able to empower themselves at this point, they are disempowering themselves, and they are not focusing on their actions as a reaction to the dilemmas that they are supposed to be able to learn and overcome and grow from. They are so hurt with their lack of perspective of what is going on in their lives. They are hurt. And as you know, hurt people. But we also want to say hurt people are so self-focused and obsessed with their own hurts that they are quite oblivious to other people's feelings, other people's thoughts and time and attention and energy. And so when we say hurt people, it may be not a like for like in demeanor and energy and situations, but when you're so selfish because you're absorbed with your own pain that you refuse to grow from, expand from, learn from, and overcome to empower yourselves, you are quite entitled with your dramas and your low frequency vibrations and your low perspectives, that you are, I want to say this dramatically, just to make an impact of what we're trying to say. You're a black hole of energy. And we say this with love, but you can choose when you want to see things from a bigger perspective. You choose to remember, understand that everything that is happening to you is for you to empower yourself. And when you have had so much tension poured upon you through when you've had drama and tragedy in your life, you seek that attention any way possible. And so this is disempowering to those people who are only attention seeking, and they must have big dramas in their lives to get that sympathy and to have that attention seeking needs and requirements fulfilled. If they could only trust that if they empowered themselves, it would be a much easier way through life. But they have so disempowered themselves and hold on so tight to tragedy that they don't want to be healed, because their limited perspective makes them believe that this is the best way for them to experience life, through attention-seeking drama and low vibrational victim mode. This is not a judgment. This is a literal observation of how people conduct themselves. They may even listen to these sessions. They may even have their own quantum sessions, but they still use their free will to disempower themselves at every step, to need attention from others, but they do not respect even great wisdom and advice from others because they don't want healing. They want to loop and they want to stay in victim mode, and they will go through all their friends sharing the same drama to just get sympathy and attention poured upon them. And they think that is high frequency, that is they have so much limited perspective. And when you understand the metaphysical perspective of everything, you will grow quickly. But again, we say these victims, these attention-seeking perspectives and reactions are limiting those people at a profound rate. They will also be open to fear, and they will sense and look out for any form of fear and block and limit any growth in fear in the excuse of being in fear. And this is, again, their free will. But from our perspective, they are taking this life experience in a very extreme, hard journey. We do not understand why they would be putting so much torturous emotions onto themselves. But when they want to heal themselves, when they want to have a maturity in spirituality, when they want to love themselves and empower themselves and truly learn the lessons that they have been provided, they will suddenly notice that their friends want to spend time with them, want to be with them, because they are high frequency when you start healing yourselves. And so it is a cycle that people must be aware of to see what your agenda is, why you're reaching out to people. Is it for attention seeking? Is it because you truly don't know how to see things from the bigger perspective? Are you just mindlessly venting without wanting to be healed or to grow from it or to learn from it, but you just wanting to have people listen to your sob stories? It is such a dense time for humanity as they are purging through all of their traumas. But to push density onto other people, when you know it's your responsibility to grow and empower yourselves, we ask for you all to be responsible for your own actions, your own energy, your own perspectives, and your own empowerment. This is the time. This is the time for the Grand Awakening to empower yourselves at a profound rate, and it's so easy to do it. And people who have started to change their perspectives and want to have a metaphysical perspective of it, to be able to put those lessons into place and understand those experiences, it's so refreshing for them to finally be released from that density that they have held on to. Everyone has hard experiences in life, but what are you to learn from it? What was it teaching you? What was it showing you? Why were you given that experience? It certainly wasn't for you to be broken. It certainly wasn't for you to loop and to feel victim mode and give up on life and growing and evolving. Quite the opposite. It was always to be able to empower yourself back to love and to overcome so many struggles. It's very purposeful. Embrace the struggles because you are very capable of overcoming them. They're not meant to keep you stuck or to disempower you, but you use your free will to choose as you shall. From our perspective, This is where humanity really has got stuck, not seeing the significance of what is happening to them, not seeing their own behaviors and reactions. Some of you are so absorbed in your own dramas, you cannot even consider other people having just the same challenging experiences. You're throwing your own dramas onto them without even considering they've already got their own smorgasbord of emotions and challenges that they must be able to overcome. So we say, love yourself, be respectful for your own challenges, do your own journey, and not expect to be piggybacked through a higher frequency vibration through other people's hard work. You are all meant to do your own inner work, and you could take it the easy way or the hard way. It's a choice. But when you so often disempower yourselves, you get stuck into fear and limited perspectives. We are still so confused how so many people can hear high wisdom and knowledge and still refuse to apply it to self, as if we're talking about someone else. You've all got profound capabilities to empower yourselves and to really grow quite quickly. But when you're reaching out for other people to boost you up, to give you attention, to give you love, you are waiting on truly yourself and yourself alone. When you want the love, you must give it to yourselves. When you want your attention, when you want to have a pity party for yourself, do it for yourself. Do not expect things from others. Allow yourself to have the full range of emotions, but empower yourself. It is not a loving thing to purge all of your density onto others and then not respect their time, not respect their energy, and certainly not respect their advice that they're giving you, just for you to have 100 other conversations exactly the same. You are spreading your density, and it is looping you, and it is draining others. And we want to say this with love. And we know that everyone has done it. And you know when you have done it. And you know the difference between empowering yourselves and empowering others versus being the energy, a vacuum in the room that needs all the attention, all of the sympathy, all the support, because you're in the biggest victim mode mentality ever. It is significant that you've all been there at some point, so you know the difference between empowerment and disempowerment of self. So we're not judging, but this is something you're supposed to have overgrown and empowered yourself through. You have to have the full range of smorgasbord emotions, as we say, for you to know the difference and for you to have all of the experiences. We're wanting you all to release the density and to see things from the bigger perspective so you can start enjoying the higher frequencies of energy and to really feel the heightened, uplifting energy frequencies that you're all capable of receiving now. And so this is all up to you when you want to be able to start tapping into that higher frequency of love and joy. Of course, there is a big difference between 3D love and joy versus 5D love and joy versus love and joy being with source. And so have your expectations adjusted to the right dimension you are in, and this will help you greatly. Yes, Dolores Cannon would like to come in now. She says it's with great sorrow. She sees people disempowering others and creating fear in doing quantum sessions. And she is saying that her work has always been able to evolve, just like humanity's technology has always been able to evolve. And if you haven't noticed what's evolved in your humanity at this time, technology has advanced quite profoundly. And for anyone that is not allowing people to have sessions for whatever reason, you are harming that person. These sessions do not harm people. Not having these sessions harm people because they are not able to see things from the bigger perspective. They're not able to get the healing that they desperately need. This is the time for everyone to have profound healing. And for anyone that is trying to limit or block connections with these sessions, you are doing humanity a disservice. No one owns these connections. No one owns my script. No one owns the information from the collectives. This is a gift from the universe for all. Anyone that is trying to put a value sum on this, to sell my script, to sell my books, from this perspective of what's happening for humanity, it has got a twisted slant to it. I produced my books because that was the only means to be able to share information at that time. The internet was not advanced at that time to be able to publish information on the books and the information from sessions. A lot of my work has been withheld. The last few years of my work, I was working on a book to be able to discuss the new earth more and what it was going to be and how it was going to look. I did not get the support around me to be able to get that information out, and that still has not been published out. I was very clear in my books, if you read them, that you must think for yourselves. If you are questioning humans, ask your subconscious the information. Have these sessions and question with your subconscious. What is the agenda to people, of people who are trying to control and manipulate humanity to not empower them? Everyone needs to be able to have a connection with self. And if you are not able to do it naturally through channeling, having quantum sessions is the leap and the connection for you to be able to progress to understand how channeling works. There is no one right way to do this. And it upsets me to think that people are misquoting me. What I said when I was alive is definitely not something that I stand by now. You can safely do these sessions online. Your subconscious is supporting you. Nothing can harm you. And a good practitioner should be able to talk their clients through any challenging experiences in the regression, just like you would do if you were in person. I have told certain practitioners who have asked in sessions that they shouldn't be doing sessions online, because from my perspective of their skill sets and capability at that time was that they were not taking this work with as much respect as needed, and they were not respecting the clients. And so when they asked me, should they be able to do sessions online, I said no. If they had asked me more about why, I would have been able to say it. But as you know, when you have these sessions and you're using your free will to ask questions, you must be able to be clever and fully expand upon your questions, not following up why that person was not able to do sessions online was a mistake on his behalf, because he should have explored it more, but he was too scared to have a conversation with me. And it was my disappointment that he went out publicly to say that I said still now that you shouldn't do these sessions online. That is not the case at all. I was merely speaking directly to him. I know that there has been many other branches of this work, and I always endorsed and supported other practitioners to make their own way. This work is profound. It doesn't need to be worded script or word for word from my script at all. And I've written about that. People are supposed to use this for their own expansion, their own expressions. The subconscious is bringing you the clients. And when you make this your work and feel confident about how you conduct these sessions because you're looking after your clients in the very best way possible, it is significant and it is very successful, regardless of what script you use. If you've got the right integrity, if you've done enough of your own inner work, and you've got the right agenda to be able to profoundly support your client in a respect you do not give your clients the information, the subconscious does. And the subconscious is there, but it needs your free will and clever questions to be able to get the most profoundest of answers for clarification and to be able to understand exactly what's going on for your clients and why, getting to the root cause of the problems and not making lazy assumptions of certain entities or something else that actually is not serving the client or your limited perspective of what's going on. The clients create everything for themselves, including diseases and illnesses and blocks and limitations. They're very good at doing that. And so this is why it is lovely for you to be able to ask the right questions to the subconscious, for then the subconscious to explain to your clients what they're really doing for themselves and to themselves. It is important for them to understand that they are very powerful and they can create anything that they focus on. And so it is important for them to be empowered to self. To empower themselves is the most helpful way for humanity at this important time. I've always said to not go into fear, and it is disappointing that people are trying to say that doing sessions online would be dangerous for them. How dare you think that the subconscious would allow anything to happen that would be dangerous? That is offensive to the subconscious and the power of the subconscious. And that just shows really the limited perspective that you have of this work and understanding how these sessions unfold. I've also said that the clients feel more relaxed and comfortable in their own homes when they're doing the sessions. And it's still the case today. Your energy fields are the most strongest in your homes. You are the most comfortable and familiar in your homes. And it is a safety. And it makes common sense for you to do the sessions in your own homes. When humanity is stalling itself and becoming stagnant and not growing and evolving, we see that as a problem. It is time for things to evolve and change. But if you've got controlling influences who are trying to disempower humanity, little growth will change unless those people walk away from those stepping stones, think for themselves, empower themselves, and actually understand the power of these sessions. I want to say that I love Candace very much, and I'm so truly grateful and touched how she has gone off and she's created something very successful. I think that her techniques and I think that her demeanor and her agenda is beautiful. She charges once, and her methods and what she teaches and her guides and scripts and her supporting materials to help people understand these sessions is well thought out, well prepared, and I couldn't be prouder of her. And upsets me and disappoints me to see that so many people belittle her when her full agenda is to help humanity with love. It has been a hard road for her with all of the limited perspectives and hate directed to her. She did not steal or rip off Qhht. She evolved her own method. And this is what I have said in my own sessions and in my own books, is that this is totally capable to do it. In fact, you could listen to a script in a foreign language and it still work for you. This work is about intentions and the connections to your subconscious. It is not about a brand. It is not about a name. There is so much to be said about this, but it is time for fake influencers who do not do these sessions but ride off people's names. They need to be accountable, or you need to stop following them blindly. Because if you're not hearing their sessions, if you're not hearing their information from actual sessions, all you are hearing is their 3D egos talking to you. Why are you believing and following 3D egos at this point? This is why it's a great opportunity for you to be able to go and connect into your own higher self and your own subconscious, your own guides, and feel into what truly is the truth for you. It is important for you to think for yourselves. And this is just one classic example of how all industries have hidden agendas from their leaders. And so if some of you are wondering what my perspective of how Qhht is going now, it is a money-making scheme. It is not empowering the practitioners to be the best practitioners that they can be. It's quite disempowering in so many ways, and the cost of the courses should show everyone what the agenda is for that company now. We could talk about the court cases of embezzlement and federal prison, but that is another time. But if you are still loyally following influencers, check why. Check all the knowledge that you know within yourself. Have your own sessions and ask your subconscious what's going on for that influencer, and if this is truly who you should be following. You should be listening to your own sessions. You can grow a lot from other people's sessions, but remember, those people's sessions are for them, and there may be some public sessions for all. So try to see if you know the difference between a session for that client versus a session for public all. That is important for you to be able to have discernment of what is happening and why. It is a great time to empower yourselves, but also to look at the dark in some of these influences. Don't be afraid of them, but understand that they are distracting you. This is a great time for you to keep empowering yourself. We can't say this enough. It is time to keep empowering yourself. Please don't get distracted with hidden agendas that don't serve you. We say this with much love because we truly are wanting to help you in the most easiest of ways. And we know you can get caught and distracted in some disempowering movements. It's all purposeful, but you can easily overcome them when you want to. And we understand how disappointing it is when you discover your favorite influencer has a hidden agenda that was obvious all along, but you do not want to acknowledge it or see it. And so forgive yourself, forgive them, but move on now. It is time for everyone to grow. And we say this with much love